Welcome to Need a Little Chat. Who are we? Who are you?
Who am I? My name is Carla, and I am a registered nurse and midwife with APRA since 2019.
My name is Kandy, and I have been a registered nurse with APRA since 2019 as well. We actually went to uni together.
We met year 2 mental health placement.
Yeah, that was
We were actually the patients.
That was supposed to be a secret.
Okay, how did you get into the industry, Kandy? I think there's a lot of new registered nurses out there that don't know where to start or how to get into the industry. So,
Yeah.
can you tell us?
I was probably a very special case because I don't think they do it now. However, I got out during COVID and I got trained by a laser clinic. And yeah, so they paid for all my training and I stayed with them for 2 years, gained my experience, and then I moved on from that. But that's how I was trained initially. I did not do a course, brought someone to train me in. And yeah.
So there's 2 ways to get into the industry. It's a little bit different now, but back then when we were starting, you could either pay for training with a training facility. So I went through Fresh Clinics and then I was given a job by a nurse-led clinic.
Yes.
I am now a clinical nurse trainer for Fresh Clinics, just casually. And I would say there is both pros and cons to going through an actual training facility as well as being trained by the pharmaceutical company.
I completely agree. I am currently a business owner, so I do own my own business, and it's taken me a while to sort of branch out on my own, which I'm so happy about because I was able to get experience and training while working for other clinics. So yeah, and I do agree. A lot of the training with cosmetics, I think, is a little bit not the best.
It's probably the only specialty in the industry where you don't have to complete a postgraduate degree to be able to work as a cosmetic nurse. Every other specialty in nursing needs a minimum 12-month postgrad degree.
Yep.
And speaking of, there is now new changes with APRA that you have to have a minimum of 2 years full-time in the hospital before branching out into cosmetics.
Can we give a clap for that?
Thank you, APRA.
When I heard that, I was absolutely ecstatic. That is the best news that I heard because I had my 2 years in the hospital and I currently still work at a hospital because I think it's so important to have that critical background, especially with cosmetics. It's very glamorized, but it's not glamorous at all.
Yes, very rarely nurses are allowed to work autonomously in a hospital setting. Very, very rarely. As a midwife, you get to work autonomously. And then I think stepping into the cosmetic field after working as a midwife for 2 years, it was natural to me to be able to work by myself. I wasn't scared that there was no doctor close by or that I couldn't push a button that for more people to come into the room. I knew it was just me. So if anything was going to happen or go wrong, which it can, it was all on me. And I was confident to work in the industry.
I think I was very different because I'm a nurse. So I'm just a normal ward nurse. And I think a lot of the times we work as a team. And when things would go wrong with patients and they deteriorated, it was the push of the button that was ingrained in my brain. You need help, you push the button. And so me working outside of that and not being able to have that system in place to help me if I did have problems, which I have. Like I've had a patient that had a tonic-clonic seizure in the room while I was injecting and I was all alone. So it helped me get my critical thinking and knowing what to do and how to react properly. So yeah, 2 very different ways.
I've been in a scenario where I was working at a dermatology clinic and one of the dermatology nurses had no hospital experience, and we literally had a vasovagal patient, and I just said, go get the blood pressure box, and she was like, oh my God, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? Like, simple, go get your emergency equipment. It's not that hard. And it's nothing on that nurse, but when you don't have the experience and then you're in an area where everything's on you, it can be quite scary. So going out on your own, working autonomously with no hospital experience isn't a good idea.
No. And I think we've all sort of, well, not all of us, but I think it's very known that if you do go to an inexperienced nurse, there are more problems, or an experienced practitioner of all sorts, because doctors can be very inexperienced as well and they can have the same problems as nurses. It does bring about more problems and more things can go wrong.